Hi everyone, I am your host, owner and creator of The Mix. Welcome to my channel. Like this video, share this video, and subscribe to The Mix. Drop a comment. Listen to this video from beginning to end. Okay, let me start off by stating no one wins when the family feuds. No one wins when a family feuds. Free DAYSTAR Peterson. Free DAYSTAR Peterson. Okay. When I say no one wins when a family feud, this is a message to every black person. Yes, it is. There are no winners in this with DAYSTAR Peterson. How the judge ruled, as you all know by now, Judge David denied the motion for a new trial in DAYSTAR Peterson's case, a.k.a. Tory LANEZ, and that sucks. It really do. It sucks, in my opinion. It does. I think he got it wrong. But like I stated, no one wins when the family feuds. There are no winners in this. There are some winners. The prosecutors, they won. They won in this case. They have a notch under their belt, a win under their belt, a conviction under their belt. So trust me, they are highly satisfied. The judge will continue to play to his constituents. And when you know, you know. That's all I'm going to say about that. And I did a somewhat of deep dive. That will be my second video on Judge David Hereford. I don't like trying to say his last name because I mispronounce names. I'm horrible with that, but as you all can see. So, but yeah, I did a small deep dive on Judge Hereford. Usually I try to do this in advance before I start, in the beginning of diving into these post-trial actions or appeals. Try to do a breakdown of an attorney and the judges, sometimes the judges as well, but in this case I did not. The only thing I did was a breakdown of Tory Lanez's new team of attorneys. I didn't even do a breakdown of his former attorneys that handled the trial, which were horrible in my opinion, but neither here nor there. Again, no one wins when the family feuds. No one wins when the family feuds. They don't. Only winners in this instance is the state of California, the prosecutors, and the district attorney's office in Cali. They won. They're celebrating. They're climbing a ladder. They're using this as an accolade on their resume, acknowledgments and things of that nature. I don't agree. And I've always said, in my opinion, it was a strong chance it could be granted. However, especially based on what took place and what DAYSTAR Peterson's attorneys drafted. But, and this is a strong but, and if you head on over to my video section, I did several videos on Tory Lanez's predictions and all of that. According to Google, according to their data statistics, motion for new trials are highly unlikely granted, but I thought perhaps this would be the exception to the rule. So across the United States, motion for new trials are highly unlikely granted, especially by the trial judge. The judge who presided over the case normally won't come back and say, okay, yeah, I'll grant the defendant a new trial because some stuff happened in my courtroom according to this motion that should not have happened. So it's basically the judge admitting that his courtroom failed or whatever took place with either the jury, if it was a jury verdict, or either if it was a verdict, his own verdict, or if there was some issues with the prosecutors and the defendant's attorneys put that into motion and all of that. That's usually the judge presided over the case. It's like, no, I'm not going to admit to that. I'm going to deny this motion and send it up to the higher courts to decide to see if my court was wrong, if I erred as a judge, or if the prosecutors erred, prosecutorial efforts and actions. if there was something unethical, if in fact this courtroom did violate the defendant's constitutional rights. So no, I'm not going to grant it, counselor. Boom, denied. That was Judge Hereford today, David Hereford. That was him. He denied it. In my opinion, I believe he played in all of our faces because that was his intent anyway, to deny it. He should have did that yesterday. Again, according to data, statistics, which I'm not big on, but this is the legal field. According to their statistics and data and Google and all of that, motion for new trials are highly unlikely to be granted by the same judge who presided over the case. So yeah, free Tory Lane, drop a comment, like, share, subscribe. Free Tory Lanes. It's still free Tory Lanes. I was a bit in my emotions yesterday, especially when I read some of the comments, especially the comment from I am Darcy Love. Thank you again. It's just kind of like, my heart sort of sunk. And no, I do not know Tory Lanez, all this, but you guys, it's bigger than us. Oh gosh. When I get a little deep internally, it just, I get a bit emotional from a passionate perspective when it comes to the justice system and black people. You guys need to just think and wake up. I'm not going to even go into it. When you know, especially when you have a legal background, and especially when your professors were judges and attorneys, sitting judges and active attorneys, and you're in their classroom and you're the only black person in the class, with the exception of a couple classes. No black men in none of those legal classes. I took none. So, it was only a couple legal classes where it was another black female. Very rare, though. But you're sitting there, a black student, in these constitutional law, civil litigations, domestic relations, family law, real property law, intellectual property, contract law, criminal law. When you're in these classes, and for constitutional law, I had to go through a check, meaning that my constitutional law professor, who was a sitting judge, a felony sitting judge, I couldn't get right in his class. And I think that was for all students. I had to go through some type of approval process. I was like, wow, that was interesting. But I got approved and I was able to take the class. Although I was paying, I still had to go through an approval process. When I went to register for the class, it put me into some type of little holding mode, and then I get an email saying I had to go through a check. So basically, I think they did a background check on me, that particular judge, and whoever or whatever, because he was a professor part-time at the college that I attended. But he presided, he was over his cases, of course, felony cases, courtroom, or whatever, in the morning, because this particular class was at night. I actually had him for 2 classes. Constitutional law, I forgot the other class. Received the A in both classes, but that's neither here nor there. So, like I stated, with my experience and as far as education and background, and then dealing with attorneys and paralegals over my tenure, I kind of got a feel of their character. Matter of fact, I'm not going to say I kind of got a feel. I get a feel of their character. I'm just trying to explain this to you all here. You guys just don't understand. And I didn't have a black professor in any of these classes, a black attorney who presided over the classes, because these legal courses, it was an accredited program, and per the rules of this accredited program, because it was backed by the American Bar Association, ABA, that's why it was credited. They have accreditation. All their classes were facilitated, legal classes were facilitated by sitting judges or attorneys, active attorneys. So I got hands-on experience. Now, the regular math classes, no judges, of course. Those are regular math, regular English. But these legal courses, legal writing classes, legal research and writing, using Westlaw, using these all legal databases they showing us about, learning about how case law, how the courts are behind, and that they had just started doing the electronic filing, how the courts are behind in terms of technology wise. They're just catching up. They are. They're still behind because a lot of counties are horrible at processing filing documents online. Some of them don't even have the finances to handle all of this technology in terms of you need software applications. You need to revamp your entire court system and clerk's office. And that costs money. And where does that money come from? The taxpayers, the government, this and that, and all of that, et cetera, et cetera. That's a whole nother subject. So I'm just, again, this is passionate to me because I've been in these spaces. And even, I've just been in these spaces and just seeing how they navigate things. And I listen and observe to everything. Going to the law library and the school library. I was upset once I did not make the law library tour of the courthouse. I was so upset for that one. I don't know, it was something going on. I think with my kid at the time. He was really little when I was in class. He was small. So I wanted to go so bad, but I couldn't make it. And it was extra credit, all of that. I used to always take advantage of extra credit because I was interested. Even visited the morgue. To work at some of the county morgues, you don't even need a freaking degree. You don't. That's a whole nother subject. I have to dig and do more research, but this particular county, you didn't even need a degree. They was breaking it down. They'll train you. Certain counties, you do need a degree. You do need to be a medical professional. Or this particular county, you didn't even have to be a medical professional. So that's why I'm like passionate about this, because you all don't understand the differences, the disparities, especially in the legal system. It's not fair towards us. It's not. Take, for example, I go to the gym. You guys know I have my gym regimen. I go to the gym and I do the sauna. The sauna, in my opinion, you heard the saying goes about the golf course, deals are made on a golf course. In a sauna, people talk, deals are made. And I'm in a sauna. You should hear the conversations pick up on in the sauna. These young kids, I was heated, literally, pun intended. Of course, I was in a sauna, 180 degrees. They were talking. One of the kids, because I call him a kid, I'm a woman of a different age, lather years, probably early 20s. Basically, he was talking about somehow he was so intoxicated and ran into something, damaged something. Police came and pretty much he did get arrested, but he was bragging about the judge, saying I got a good, all I got to do is do this and that. He got hit with felonies, and the judge basically told him to do ABCD. I guess they call him a program judge. So I'm trying to give you gems. There are program judges out here who will try to give you another chance, opportunity, depending on if you got the complexion for protection. I'm just going to say that. Anyway, so this particular judge, I think he's gotten in trouble before driving intoxicated. This particular judge basically told him all he had to do was do A, B, C, D, and he'll remove the felonies. Are you kidding me? That like they won't stick or something. And he was in there like bragging to his buddies. Early 20s. So that's why I go hard for Tory Lanez. That's why I go hard for R. Kelly. That's why I go hard for Mr. Bill Cosby. And I know it's plenty of other examples out here like the one I heard in the sauna from these non-melanated young kids. If you get my point. And it goes back to what I said. No one wins when the family feuds. No one wins when the family feuds. That's all. So yeah, what's next? sentencing appeal. And let me just say this too. Judge David played in our faces. He knew he was going to deny it yesterday. He played in our faces. For those who were rooting for Tory, whether it was loudly and publicly or in secret. Because I know some people don't like to speak on things. I used to be that way. At this point, ATP, as young people say, at this point, whatever. It is what it is. I'm getting a little bit emotional because life is so unfair in certain areas, but we can't do nothing about it but keep it moving. People are out here, losing their lives to violence. People are out here losing their lives to medical situations, financial situations, losing their livelihood. All of that. I'm not in fear of who. Yeah, I have concerns here and there, but my source and my strength is the Almighty God. So yeah, this totally sucks. And free DAYSTAR Peterson, a.k.a. Tory Lanez. His trial attorneys were trash. The whole case was a farce. And like I said, I'm gonna come to you all with some information. It's Googled, it's out there, so this is not a doxing or whatever. I like to do my research, and I think I shared that with you all. Matter of fact, I have shared that with you all in previous videos. I like to try to gain information. I love research when I have the time and when I put in the work. That's something I enjoy. I know it's probably weird, but I do. But it is time consuming because I have other obligations and things to do. But yeah, I have more to come next video about what I covered about Judge David. It's nothing like major or sinister or anything. It's just typical. But what I've uncovered, and moving forward, I'm going to try to visit this website as well. I don't know how legit it is, but I've done a little deep dive on Judge David. And I would love to share that with you. And this is just commentary, review, reaction, and opinion about this entire matter. So, but yeah, and check out this, you guys. Look, MTS. Remember I was telling you, yeah, this happened in February of 2021. Maxine Waters is the representative of California. Her and MTS did some type of video or whatever. And look what I highlighted. See that connection? California. People think people are crazy. When you start digging deep and pulling the layers back, you'll start uncovering things, and it's not far-fetched. Take this, look at it. They love MTS, and remember, MTS was just at the White House, chilling with the Jim Crow Joe administration. And if you know anything about Jim Crow Joe, y'all president, he was the reason for the student loan situation. That's why he's trying to undo it now and make good with folks. He pushed that. He's a 40 year career politician too, just like Maxine Waters. And Jim Crow Joe, he wasn't for integration or none of that. Google him. Google what he stood for. Tough on crime back then. The Clintons too. Just think. Representative Maxine Waters, she's been in a political career politician for 30, 40 years. So you know she got connections. You know everybody knows her in California. I'll leave it there. You guys do your own research. And you give your own opinion, develop your own thought process about this. You ain't got to take what I'm saying as Bible, but I'm just putting this information here in next screen. This is Judge David. This is just a little snippet of what I'm going to speak about. This is his career. He's an elected judge. He was elected. And based off some more research, and you can Google all of this, just type in his name. Click on some websites, read it. He was elected. He's nonpartisan. If you know anything about nonpartisan parties, that's a safe space for any politician who's running for any office to be in. So that way you never know where they're going to lean. Left, right, whatever. Up, down, circle. So you really can't figure them out. In terms of how they are with their beliefs, with their ideology, with what they're for, with what they're against. That's why I like to. I didn't do that in this case. I did again went over Mr. DAYSTAR Peterson, a.k.a. Tory LANEZ appeal attorneys, his new team of attorneys. I did go over their history, which to me, there's some solid attorneys. Jose Baez said he went them all. No, but he knows his way around a courtroom. And I truly believe Judge David just looked at him like, dude, this ain't Florida. This is California. I don't know what you doing in Florida, or any other state, but you ain't doing it here. That's that power stuff. What I told you guys about. That's Florida. You can operate and get away with whatever you want to get away with in Florida in their courtroom, but you ain't doing it here. So I hope this information find you well. Like, share, subscribe to my channel. Like, share, subscribe to the mix. Free Tory LANEZ. The appeal process is next. Well, no. First is sentencing. And somebody made a comment in one of my Tory LANEZ videos. I did quite a few, several. They believe that his sentencing would be the judge may, and I think Judge David is over the sentencing. I'm not 100% sure. I have to do a little bit more digging. But if Judge David is, hopefully he'll have mercy on him. But someone made a prediction, like I think they said 7 to 10 years. So I think DAYSTAR Peterson is facing up to 22 years. I highly doubt he does 22 years. The judge would come down, whoever sentences him will come down on him with 22 years. Hopefully his family and his kid is there to make a statement. I'm almost certain that will happen. That is taken into consideration. Hopefully MTS don't make no statement. Just let it go, girl. Why put the nail in the coffin? And I wouldn't be surprised if they solicit her to make a statement to the court when it comes to sentencing. Hopefully that doesn't happen. But I wouldn't be surprised. However, I hope Tory's family is there supporting him, and his son is there, and his parents, of course, asking the judge to have mercy on him. Yes, I hope so. So like, share, subscribe to the mix. Like, share, subscribe. Free Tory LANEZ. Free Tory LANEZ. Sentencing is next. Up with appeal, and appeal process will take probably about 1 or 2 years. Just like with Bill Cosby, it took about 2 years. Bill Cosby only did like 2 years in prison, I think. 2 to 3 years or something like that in prison. And R. Kelly's appeal was filed in a New York case, and I believe the Chicago, Illinois federal case, his appeal is supposed to be filed this month in May. So that's that with that. But that process is like about 2 years. So yeah. And free R. Kelly as well. So like, share, subscribe to the mix. Like, share, subscribe. I hope this finds you well. And again, I just like to bring information to you all, and I'm not an attorney, I don't practice law, but just giving you guys my perspective and my opinion. Like, share, subscribe, drop a comment. Let's engage in the comment section. Talk to y'all soon.